Today, we will be getting acquainted with some of the basic terms of network flow models used in flight scheduling and operation. A network is defined as a collection of points and lines joining these points. The nodes and arcs in a network are represented by points or circles called as nodes, and the lines referred to as arc, links, or arrows. The nodes may be the airport from where your journey begins from, and the destination may be the airport where your journey ends. The connecting airports in between, they may be the transit airports where you will be changing the flights or where you will have a connection flights. The nodes are represented by the circles. The nodes in the sense, the airports are represented by circles. It will have either numbers or it will have the short form of the airports that is being used. And the arcs implies the direction in which the movement of flow take place. The movement of flow, the commodities may be either goods, either vehicles, it can be number of flights in a route, it can be the passengers that is traveling in a flight in a route, it can be the amount of flow of money, revenue generated. All of these things can be termed as a flow from one airport to the other airport. Now, when you consider a one airport to other airport, if it is represented by a line without arrows, it means that it is bidirectional. You will have the movement in either sides. If you consider two airports are connected by an arrow, it means the flow is from one airport to the other airport only and not from in the reverse direction. Now that is called as a directed arc. If the flow through an arc is only in one direction, then the arc is said to be directed. Directed arcs are graphically represented with arrows in the direction of flow. It implies you will have a flow only in one direction, or it is called as a unidirected arc. Now, there may be two airports in which you will have the flights from one airport to other in both directions. In such cases, you will not be representing the flow with the help of arrows, but instead you will be using a single line. This kind of flow movement is called as undirected arc. Now, in an arc, you will have to represent the weightage of the arc. The weightage implies it may be integers or it may be numbers indicating the flow quantity. It can be the time of travel, it can be the cost of travel, or it can be the amount of passengers flowing from one place to another. It can be any kind of fluxes. Fluxes means it can be mass, goods, it can be couriers, it can be passengers, any such commodities moving from a transshipped from one place to another will be represented by the numbers on the arc. These normally are called as the weightage of the arc. The maximum amount of flow that you can send through an arc will be called as the arc capacity. Now, if it is shown 115, it means that 115 is the flex, maximum amount of flex it can travel, it can accommodate in that particular arc. There's something called as the supply nodes. The supply nodes means it can be in terms of manufacturing goods. It means the nodes that are capable of supplying the goods or needs to the demanded nodes. Now, demanded nodes means they will be having a requirement, some kind of a requirement that will be given by the demand for the demanded nodes will be given by the supply nodes. The transshipment nodes are the nodes in which you will have the net flow will be zero. the number of flights entering an airport and the number of flights leaving the airport will be 0. For example, if you have a flight that is flying from Mumbai to Chennai via Hyderabad, the Hyderabad will be called as the transshipment node, or it is a place where the passenger changes the flight. Imagine you are having 100 passengers that is flying to Chennai from Mumbai via Hyderabad, and you will have Mumbai to Hyderabad, it will be one airline carrier, and from Hyderabad to Chennai, it will be the other airline carrier. If 100 people are traveling from Mumbai to Chennai via this connected flight, all the passengers stepping down in Hyderabad will be boarding the flight to Chennai. That means the number of passengers that is arriving in Hyderabad will be equal to the number of passengers that will be leaving Hyderabad airport to Chennai in the aircraft who has come from Mumbai. That means the net flow is becoming 0 because the arrival and the number of departure is 0. Sometimes two nodes are not connected by arc, but could be connected by a sequences of arc. The path is a sequence of distinct arcs that connect two nodes in a fashion. Airline utilizes hubs to provide connection between city pairs in the network. Here in the graph, if you see this A, B, E, D, C, F, G, these are the networks that is being framed. It refers to any arbitrary airport of the network. Now the source is the place where your flow begins, and the destination is the last node in the path. Here, look at the figure. From the figure, the airports 1, 2, 3, 4 are connected as cycles. That means there is no other route which the airline can flow. If it starts from 1, it should end at 1. Now, this can be an example of the traveling salesman problem also, which will be discussed in the later sessions. A network in which two nodes are linked by at least one path is called as a connected network. For in the second figure, if you look at this example, take the example of node 1 and 3. The node 1 and 3 is connected by the path 1 to 3 directly and via 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So this forms a network in an airline, flight scheduling and operations. Now we'll be discussing certain problems that deals with network flow mathematical modeling. Now the importance of network flow mathematical modeling is the airline company or the airline operators will be in a position to estimate how much will be the expected revenue, how should we plan a flight, on what are the criteria that the flight plan will be prepared on. All of these things depends on the mathematical modeling and the flex they have taken from the previous year records. Based on this, it will help the airline to schedule a flight, to operate a flight, and in particular time. It also helps them to estimate what will be the requirement of the passengers or which flight, what type of carrier to schedule in a particular airline route. An airline company may have different aircraft that is holding different capacities. So while planning a flight, it is also important to understand the flex that a maximum arc will have. That means if an airport is moving, if an airline is moving from 1 to 3, which is 1 is the source and 3 is the destination, if while planning a flight, the airline operators should have an idea of what will be the maximum demand when flying in this particular route. For all of these things, it will be done with the help of enterprise resource planning softwares, but the inputs will be given by the flight scheduling team so as the software will be framed accordingly to their requirements. And for providing inputs, it is much necessary to have an understanding of algorithms that is used in network flow models. So we will discuss some of the algorithms that will be used in network flow models as an example cases in the further sessions.